Four candidates have filed their nominations amid all the controversies surrounding the nominations for the vice presidential election. The ruling alliance, which had struck a consensus for the presidential election, however, has failed to erase differences for election of the vice president. Meanwhile, complaints have already been filed against one of the alliance candidate, Ram Sahaya Yadav, citing his candidacy is anti-constitutional and against EC guideline. Good evening, I'm Amar Singh Pradhan and these are the headlines of the hour. Four candidates filed their nominations for the March 17 elections of the Vice President. Complaint filed against the candidacy of one of the alliance candidate, Ram Sahaya Yadav. Stakeholders raise objection to the Amendment Bill on Truth and Reconciliation Act and an enforced disappearance. Claim amendments seek leeway to perpetrators of the insurgency era. Kathmandu's metro rail dream remains stranded for the past 12 years. Government occupied with project study. Lalitpur Metropolis forwards a 1.8 trillion metro rail project to run in Kathmandu Valley. And Nepal taking on UAE in a crucial match under ICC World League 2 series. Nepal looking to maintain all-win record to save ODI status and top 3 finish. Four candidates have filed their nominations for the March 17 elections of the Vice President. Three of the candidates are from the 8-party alliance, while the fourth candidate is from CPN-UML. Ram Sahaya Yadav and Pramila Kumari Yadav of Janata Samajwadi Party have filed their candidacies for the post of the Vice President. Likewise, Mamata Jha of Janmat Party, another faction of the 8-party ruling alliance, has also filed a candidacy. Astalakshmi Sakya filed a candidacy representing CPN-UML. All these candidates reached the Parliament building at New Baneswar earlier today to file their candidacy. Meanwhile, later in the day, two complaints were filed against the candidacy of alliance candidate Ram Sahaya Yadav of Janata Samajwadi Party. UML candidate Astalakshmi Sakya and Mamata Jha, both vice presidents candidate, themselves filed a complaint against Janata Samajwadi Party's Ram Sahaya Yadav, citing that Yadav's candidacy is anti-constitutional and against the directive issued by the Election Commission. The election office has said that the final list of candidates will be announced tomorrow. UML lawmaker Mahesh Bartawala filed the complaint on behalf of Sakya. Stakeholders have raised objection to the Amendment Bill on Truth and Reconciliation Act and on enforced disappearance tabled by the government at the Parliament. They have said that the amendment clause favors the perpetrators rather than providing justice to the insurgency-era victims. The amendment bill tabled at the Parliament has divided insurgency-era cases into cases of human right violation and serious cases of human right violation. 9 different cases, including killing, sexual assault, physical and mental torture, among others, have been listed. Likewise, in the serious cases of violation of human rights, cases such as killing through torture, rapes, inhuman torture, among others, have been listed. This act, introduced in 2014, had listed all the crimes under serious violation of human rights. Since they were listed under serious cases of violation of human rights, provisions of reconciliation and blanket amnesty to the perpetrators were immediately ruled out. The government has also introduced the provision of a 3-member special court to decide on the cases, as the verdict could also be challenged in the Supreme Court. Leaders of former Maoist rebels have come together after a writ was filed against Prime Minister and CPN Maoist Centre Chairperson Pushpakamal Dahal at the Supreme Court. Maoists, who had remained divided into 8 factions, have come together after the issue of transitional justice was raised. Likewise, the government has begun making efforts to endorse the bill related to transitional justice. The issue of transitional justice under the peace process has become all the more sensitive. The issue had remained ignored for the past 16 years amid political parties' power play. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal in recent time has been expressing concern regarding the issue and has been making efforts to identify the solution. Premier Dahal has been trying to exert pressure by appointing Govinda Bandi, a non-lawmaker, as a minister and uniting former rebel partners. Dahal has been holding discussions among the 8-party alliance regarding the issue, while he has also tabled a bill to amend laws at the parliament. The grievances of victims of the insurgency era as well as political parties must be addressed to serve transitional justice. However, unstable political leadership and alliance politics have added complexities. CPN-UML, that used to boast about addressing the issue while leading the government, has been avoiding it, saying that the government is responsible to solve it. The 8-party alliance has joined hands after the writ was filed at the Supreme Court. However, they have not been able to guarantee that the issue will be addressed. In the given scenario, there is a call on all the political parties to coordinate to bring the transitional justice to a logical conclusion. Nominations were filed for the Free Student Union election in majority of campuses under Tribhuvan University and community colleges today. Free Student Union Central Election Committee said that nominations were held in more than 50 colleges today. Office bearers have been elected in one college each in Dhankuta and Gorkha. The nominations were called off in Pokhara's Prithvinarayan, Kathmandu's Trichandra and Kirtipur's Ayurveda College due to disputes over voters. Complaints can be filed against candidates by tomorrow. The Central Election Committee has said that the final list of candidates will be published on Monday. The voting has been scheduled for March 19th. The politics at centre has also been felt at the student election as Nepal Student Union. The student wing of Nepali Congress has collaborated with ANNISU Revolutionary, the student wing of CPN Mao Centre, while ANFSU, the student wing of CPN-UML, is contesting the student union election single-handedly. Meanwhile, the 3 students were injured at the capital's Ratnaraja Lakshmi campus when clashes erupted over the issue of eligible voters between students affiliated to Unified Socialist and CPN-UML. And it's now time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with their opinion.
Public Pulse.
And yesterday we had asked you what's your take on doctors from the government hospitals also working at private hospitals. And 42% voted for option A, a wrong practice, 21% voted for option B, lack of monitoring, and 37% voted for option C, utilizing capability. And here is today's question. What should be done to make student union election fair? Your options are option A, discipline students, option B, end to political interference, and option C, regular election. The voting is on. Type in AWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. 20,000 public vehicles are operated on a daily basis in Kathmandu Valley that has a population of more than 3 million with 1.1 million private vehicles registered. This has interrupted transport management in the valley, while a loss of around 175 billion rupees is speculated to incur annually due to the time wasted in traffic. More than a decade have passed since the concept of metro train was introduced. However, it has remained a distant dream. The Asian Development Bank, JICA, and various entities of Korean Development Bank along with the Department of Railway had conducted feasibility study on various occasions to materialize the concept of metro train, which falls under the national pride project of the government. More than 300 million have already been spent within the past 12 years. The project, however, has been limited to study. The issue has revived after Lalitpur Mayor Chiri Babu Maharjan on 25th February submitted an initial concept paper to the Kathmandu Metropolis, citing there is no alternative to operating metro trains in the valley. A concept of 171.7 kilometer metro train system was proposed in the concept paper with a view to connect all the municipalities of the valley. The cost of constructing 7 routes has been projected to be 1.8 trillion rupees. 30% of the private vehicle owners are projected to use the metro train, while the authorities have been optimistic of the project generating financial and social opportunities. The donor countries and various other bodies have expressed willingness to support. However, the issue has remained ignored due to political instability. The materialization of project by the local government is not possible due to various factors including cost and time. However, the federal government has not prioritized the construction of metro train in the valley. And in our public voice segment, we have asked people in several provinces regarding ways to promote tourism. Let's take a look at what they have to say.
Public voice.
घुम्न लायक हेर्न लायक ठाउँहरुलाई प्रचार प्रसार गर्नु पर्यो
धेरै भन्दा धेरै फ्लाइट कनेक्सन र डेस्टिनेसन छ नेपाल जोडिनु पर्यो
केन्द्रीय सरकारले अलि बढी ध्यान दिएर सहज मुभमेन्ट हुने वातावरण बनाए हुन्थ्यो
टोयलेटहरुको बाथरुमको खासै व्यवस्था छैन नि त त्यो अलिकति समस्या हुन जान्छ त्यो पनि भइदियो भने अझ राम्रो हुने थियो
पर्यटन व्यवसाय फस्टाउनलाई भनेर सिमेन्ट लाएर त्यो हाम्रो सम्पदालाई कुरूप बनाइरहेको चाहिँ यसलाई चाहिँ हटाउनु पर्ने हुन्छ
फोहोर मैला जुन हामी देखिरहेको छौं जनकपुरमा यसलाई चाहिँ अलि साफ गरेर
पर्यटकीय क्षेत्रहरुलाई प्रचार गर्दै अगाडि बढ्नु पर्ने जस्तो देखिन्छ
बाटो हुनु पर्यो अनि सुरक्षा हुनु पर्यो घुम्नको लागि ठाउँहरु सरसफाई हुनु पर्यो
मठ मन्दिर जुन छ त्यो जग्गाहरु अहिले भूमाफियाहरुले कब्जा गरिरहेछ त्यसप्रति ध्यान दिनु पर्यो
होटलहरुको राम्रो सुविधा भइदिनु पर्यो
गाउँपालिकाले बाटोदेखि टोलेर बस्ने खानेको व्यवस्था
पदमार्गहरुको चाहिँ विस्तारको लागि त्यहाँ होर्डिङ बोर्डहरु राख्ने
जोखिम रहित पैदल मार्ग निर्माण गर्न आवश्यक छ
मठ मन्दिरहरुलाई अब अरु ठाउँको चाहिँ व्यवस्थापन गर्ने
पर्यटकहरुलाई राम्रो व्यवहार गर्नुपर्छ
प्राकृतिक सम्पदाहरु संरक्षण गर्नुपर्छ
And now time for sports update.
Sports news.
Team Nepal are taking on UAE in a crucial match tomorrow on the ICC World Cricket League 2 series. A win tomorrow will guarantee Nepal's ODI status till 2027. After defeating PNG by 52 runs in the first match, Nepal will be looking for a second win of the series. Nepal are only one win away from saving their ODI status. Nepal currently stands at the 5th position with 34 points from 33 matches. A win against UAE will put Nepal in the 4th position ahead of America. Nepal are now eyeing 3rd spot that is currently taken by Namibia. Nepal can win the remaining 3 matches in the series and overtake Namibia for the 3rd position and also qualify for the World Cup global qualifiers. Nepal under head coach Monty Desai has won 8 of their last 9 matches under League 2. UAE, on the other hand, have been going through a lean patch and have already lost against PNG in an earlier match in the ongoing series. Meanwhile, some concerns has been raised about the weather condition. Although weather forecast for tomorrow is little cloudy, rain is expected later in the week that could possibly hamper Nepal's matches. The match at TU Ground tomorrow is scheduled for 9:30 a.m. start. Sadobata Youth Club have registered their 3rd consecutive victory at the Martyrs Memorial A Division League. Sadobata chalked out a hard-earned 1-0 victory over Friends Club at the match played in Dasar Stadium on their way to the 3rd back-to-back wins. The first half remained goalless, even as both the teams created a number of opportunities. With the match looking like filtering out for a draw, Sadobata scored the decisive goal in the dying minutes of the match to earn full points. Prior to this, Sadobata had won against APF and NRT. This was second defeat of the domestic top flight for Friends Club. Likewise, in another match played earlier today at Dasar Stadium, 10-man APF and Jawlakhel Youth Club played a goalless draw to share points. Team Nepal's bowling all-rounder Sompal Kami is all set to play the Flower City T20 League, a franchise cricket tournament to be hosted by Canada. Sompal will play for Ottawa Falcons. The icon player of the Ottawa Falcons is West Indies hard-hitting batsman Chadwick Walton. The West Indies star player had played in the Nepal T20 League and had represented Janakpur Royals alongside Sompal Kami. The tournament, to be participated by 6 teams, will commence from June 9 till 19th. This is the 3rd time that Sompal is playing in an international T20 league. Prior to this, he had played in Global T20 League in Canada in the year 2019, while he also featured in T10 League in Abu Dhabi in the year 2020. And up next is weather update. And those were our latest headlines. Up next is News in Nepali. Good night.